Welcome to a journey of spices, excitement, experiences, and stories of good flavor meeting great vegetables and fruits right here on AUMcuisine. Good morning and welcome to another episode of AUMcuisine, authentic, universal, meditative. Sometimes you just don't want to eat something sweet for breakfast, and we totally get it. So we're going to be introducing to you an Asian vegan noodle soup for breakfast. So I'm going to be starting with some organic sesame seed oil. And I love the taste of sesame seed oil whenever I'm making something Asian, and I think it's a very big part of the process and it's very tasty. So I'm going to be putting in about 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. And I'm also going to be putting in a small pinch of sesame seeds. When you make this particular soup, try to keep with the exact same order so that the food tastes absolutely remarkable. So you want that to be browned up just a little bit, not too brown and charred and burnt, but just a little browned up. So I'm going to be adding in some allium. I love putting in onions at this entire time. It's just so beautiful. Look at that. My goodness. Smells fantastic. So good. So I'm going to be putting in some minced garlic and ginger and onions. So all three of that is going to be coming together really nicely. And then I'm going to be adding in some cauliflowers. Especially when it's winter and it's a really, really cold morning. Sometimes people are like, oh, I don't think I want to have something sweet now. I want something that warms me up. So we get that. We're all for you to do anything that's good for your health. So at this pace, I will be going on and adding in some black pepper. I like the black pepper to combine very well with the cauliflower. I love cooking with cauliflower, by the way, and it's a fantastic cruciferous vegetable. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to be adding in some carrots. The real focus is heightened color, and when you have that kind of heightened color, it's always good for your body. You're really feeding off the rainbow at this point. So really nicely done. And then I'm going to be putting in some cut up basil. Carrots and basil again are a fantastic flavor combination. It really does work. And then I'm going to be adding in some edamame beans. As all of you know, there are two things that I'm okay with having frozen. They are edamame beans and green peas. I'm not going to do the green peas in as yet. So, put all of this together. And then I'm going to be adding in some red chili flakes. I like that heat. Heat is really good to remove anything which is mucusy away from your body. So nice. So in this space, I'm going to be adding in some shitake mushrooms. So remember, your shitake mushrooms already have water. All mushrooms have water, and it's really nice to put them in at this juncture. They get a little bit of the flavor, and then it's time to add the water. The idea with a soup like this is very similar to the antioxidant soup we have made before, where you don't put too much water. We just want just enough water for it to be called a soup, but not too much water that it's extremely runny. The idea is to get a lot of nutrition by way of the vegetables. So you really like steaming your vegetables and your mushrooms. And of course, we're going to be throwing in some ramen noodles, which is really awesome. These are really gluten-free and amazing. So I'm just going to be adding it in. You'll notice that several cultures around Asia are very fond of eating noodles. So you just get the right amount of carbs, but you're really eating a lot more vegetables in the mix, and it's really beautiful. Look at these colors, my God, really coming alive. Very nice. So that much of water is actually pretty plenty, but I'm going to be spicing it a little creatively now, which is very important. So I'm going to be putting in some gluten-free teriyaki stir-fry sauce. I don't like to really use any gluten if I can avoid it in these sauces, and most of these sauces unfortunately come with a lot of gluten, but this Kai Valley brand is something I really like for the miso glaze. It's really nice. I'm going to be just putting in about a dollop or a squeeze, as you can call it. It's really to taste, so whatever you like, but this is something that has been tried and tested, and I can tell you that the people that I cook for have very, very severe taste buds. So I'm going to be putting in the green peas. I somehow like the combination of green peas and carrots swimming around in a broth. It's really, really cool. Very nice. And then some greens. So I'm going to be putting in some spinach, but it's very important to cut it like this. So it's really, really nice. We have a wonderful Lakshmi who cuts it like that, so it's really, but if you don't have a Lakshmi, just learn to cut it like that, which is actually easy to do. And it always looks prettier when you have this going like so. I think now I'm going to be putting in just a tad more bit of water. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go get some water. I'll clear all this up and we can plate it up and we can do a taste test. It was that simple. Oh, as it's just coming up nicely, I'm just going to be adding a tad more bit of water. Not too much, just a teeny weeny bit. It's all coming together very beautifully. I'm going to be adding in some cilantro. Always good for the flavors to really mix up. Some salt to taste. And there we have it. It was that simple. And a really important note, remember that the ramen that you use is very important. Don't get the really cheap ramen, which is bad for you. Please get, I like the Lotus Foods ramen, which is extremely important. See, the quality of your ingredients really complement your food, not just from a taste perspective, but also a health perspective, which is what AUMcuisine is all about. So do not get the bad stuff, only get the good stuff, okay? Because you're worth it. Thank you, Maybelline, for letting us know that. So there you go. So I'm gonna plate up now. So beautiful. So I like to put the broth in the base so that I just put in, oh my God, just look at that, so pretty. Not too much broth, okay? That's the most important thing. Serve more of the veggies, serve it up. Wonderful, so wonderful. Okay, time to do a taste test. I'm gonna try the broth first, very important. Beautiful. It's got the right amount of spice, plenty of warmth, and very nourishing. The vegetables are al dente, but just filled with flavor. So tasty. Very rustic and yummy. So good. This will warm up any day. So when you really feel like having something savory for breakfast, this is a fantastic option. Until we meet you again in another exciting episode of AUMcuisine, this is Priyanka.